Ahoy listeners, and welcome back to the Yonko Podcast with me, Burke, Coon, and our crew, Alex and Brock. No new chapter this week, so we are doing our official One Piece arc tier list. Our ranks range from God Usopp tier to Orochi tier. So let's jump in and see where our crew agrees, and where they don't, let's set sail! And say it, I want to hear it from your mouth, that I want to live, all those things, and then you go into the fights proper, and the fights are just awesome. Robin backstory. One of the saddest, if not the saddest.
For me, the saddest. I always cry.
Me and Brock, I think, are pretty much in that. Alex, I think it's tied with Brooke, correct?
Brooks is terrible.
Brooks is pretty
Which was a really nice moment in Wano when they both were like, these illusions, we know these people.
Yeah, exactly. Robin's backstory, Luffy fighting Lucci, Usopp revealing that he was there the whole time to get Luffy. To get Luffy back on his feet to beat Lucci. And then the rescue of the Mary. All that. Fantastic. And then eventually the death of the Mary. There are some fantastic stuff.
Death of one of Zoro's swords for the very first time.
Yes.
Right?
That's not as big a deal to me, but it's definitely like, oh shit, he needs to get another sword.
You know, it's a named sword. It's it's like the Mary in a sense.
All of that to say, so just really quick, I'm putting, I would say Water 7, God Usopp tier, Enies Lobby, Roger tier, and I would put post Enies Lobby top of Luffy above Jaya.
Let's talk about post Enies Lobby.
Okay, so post Enies Lobby.
Is that the Blackbeard Ace fight?
It is part of that.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. The reveal of Kobe after all this time.
And Lepo.
The reveal of Garp as Monkey D. Garp.
And Dragon.
And Monkey D. Dragon.
Sure.
The
big party.
First real introduction of the Yonko, the New World as a concept. Like the fact that we're almost to the Red Line. We're almost to going to the New World. Like there was a bunch of stuff that Garp just told us about. The bounties going up again.
Yep.
Aokiji basically coming back and just being
that back and forth with the
back
wall
and forth with the wall between him and Robin, and him just basically like looks like you found like a place you can call your own. If you cause any more trouble, I'm coming after you though.
And he just heads up.
And he heads up. Like there's some fantastic stuff in post Enies Lobby.
Yeah.
And the banquet's
You're right,
the banquet's really fun too.
Is.
Especially with the whole Frankie family and
especially after the Skypiea banquet.
Oh,
you're like, okay, this is the party that we're gonna have after every arc.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that's my thing.
Monster Chopper and Enies Lobby.
Oh, true. That's why I still put it in Roger, and actually specifically I put it above Alabasta in my Roger.
God. So yeah, Enies Lobby. The things that, you've got Diablo Jambe from Sanjay, you've got Ashura from fucking Zoro, you got Nami winning
Mirage Tempo.
An actual fight there, Usopp and fucking Zoro's antics with the sword, the fucking Usopp. Kaku,
no, the comedy and the action is on point.
The ending of it, it's just Enies Lobby is... Water 7's amazing. I never want to take anything away from Water 7 because it sets up Enies Lobby, but... Enies Lobby, if Water 7 is like the set of a volleyball, it's the fucking Grand Slam. And then the post Enies Lobby is like that like wrap up cheer and information dump and like there's other shit happening in the world you need to know about. It has to go Enies Lobby, Water 7, post Enies for me still.
So wait, what? It has to go
it's Enies Lobby, Water 7, post.
Okay.
It's just a great trilogy.
Yes.
But I still
So let's just go in order. So with Water 7, I really enjoy it. It's my favorite town arc. But the the town moments, and I think this is a commonality for all of them for me, is they're just a bit too. Not much is happening. I feel like I'd actually say that there's a lot of downtime between a lot of the plot points. But like, I'd say moments like the deal with the Frankie family and the revenge on the Frankie family and the Usopp fight, and the betrayal and the whole thing with Robin. Those really do save the arc in my opinion. But a lot of times, in terms of when they're going around town on those seahorse things, whatever they're called.
Yeah, Yagaras.
Yeah, the Yagaras. I'm just kind of like, what am I doing the next thing? That being said, I would put Water 7 top Luffy. Wait. Sorry, no, hold up.
Any sloppy water stuff?
No. Water 7, I would put... I think the only reason for me that it would beat out Alabasta on Roger is it's the first time we see Usopp in a truly serious fight. More serious than even the life-threatening situations he's been in. And that's something you never see. And like the death glare he has the entire time, it's like that's the look of a warrior to see right there. So for a Water 7, I would put it top Roger. Okay. Enies Lobby. Enies Lobby is such a big thing that I use it as the format for all of Oda's major crew battles now, because more often than not, it follows that format. Wano currently follows that format, and Wano...
For the most part, absolutely.
But, I think that I Want to Live is one of the, if not the most uplifting fucking line in the entire series to this point. Mm-hmm. Because you have this woman who is so used to being alone and so used to just accepting her death. And then she finally bears her heart out, afraid of hearing what her crew's going to say. They're just going to abandon me like the rest of them? And they burn the flag of their captor saying, I don't give a shit who chases you. You're my family. Mm-hmm. And she's finally able to say the wish that she's not been able to say for years. Mm-hmm. That's, I want to live. And it's just that moment where every single ass on the internet is unclenched, mm-hmm. and war, for the sake of Robin, is going to be raised. And it's then you're just like, to me, that was like the walk to Arlong Park on fucking crack. It was like, we got the approval. Let's wage war on the world. Yeah. So for me right now, Enies Lobby is top god Usopp. Just because it gives me those feels on crack. Mm. And then, post Enies, I just loved it. I loved it for so many reasons. But first of all, we're finally getting some blood relations to my boy Luffy. Mm. It was like, oh, he's got a granddaddy. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, he got a father. The guy we saw in Logtown, oh, shit.
I have a father?
He's got a father who's also the most wanted man in the world. Yeah, dude. Well, there's connections there to be made.
Garp, it's your damn family again.
And then at that point, we don't realize that Ace isn't blood related, you know. Yeah. But like, there's Ace, holy shit, what's with this family? Yeah, man. But I think the besides all of the information, my absolute favorite, and this is the reason why I put Post Enies up there with Water 7, is the accountability for Usopp. It's a growing moment for Usopp. And first of all, it shows Zoro's status as the second in command. Is like, if you don't hold him accountable for leaving this crew, I'll leave. Because this is not a crew you can just leave whenever you want. And that shows him really stepping into his role. And then Usopp, he's forced to own up. He's like, yeah, I was emotional, but I'm sorry. And like, when Luffy throws out his hand and he's just bawling.
Yeah, man.
And like everyone in the crew is just overjoyed. It's another one of those ask unclenching moments.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, thank God the family's together again. Because you knew if he didn't apologize, they were all going to have so many regrets after that. And so when he said, I'm sorry, and he went flying back on the deck, you just have this overwhelming feeling of everything is as it should be.
Yeah.
And you get that a lot, but I don't think there are many moments that come close to that. Because it's just so, it's so touching.
Yeah.
And I think it's the first time the Straw Hats truly had to deal with inner turmoil within their crew to that extent. And I think it was a huge growing point for them as a pirate crew. And that's why I think it's up there with Water 7.
Roger tier?
Yeah, Roger tier.
Like Water 7 first, then Post, or Post first and then Water 7?
That's so hard. I think, like I said, they're equal in their own ways for me. But I think because Post and his lobby is the resolution, it actually wins for me. And that's not to say that it is better than Water 7, because I love the moments in Water 7 just as much.
Yeah.
But I loved the feeling of just like, this is where we should be. And I think that's why Post wins over Water 7 for me. And so for me, it would be Enies Lobby, Post, and then Water 7. Enies Lobby would be Top God Usopp, and then Post and Water 7 would both be above Alabasta and Roger.
All right. How do you want to...
Because literally all of these are so interchangeable in our heads here, besides your thoughts on Post Enies Lobby, right?
I'm coming around to it.
Okay. Honestly, what Brock just said, I'm putting that as what it is. So Enies Lobby is above Arlong Park, and then Post and Water 7 above Alabasta and Skypiea.
Nice.
Okay. Alrighty.
Did you want exactly what I said, or did you...
No, exactly
what you just said.
No, you brought me around.
Okay.
Because Water 7 and Enies Lobby are so interchangeable in my head.
Yeah.
Like, it just depends on the mood I'm in. Today was a mood where I'm like, I would prefer Water 7 to be in God Usopp tier.
Water 7 is a beatdown, and then Enies Lobby is
victory.
Yeah, which I love that more than the beatdown, but I understand why we need the beatdown.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because we are not
obviously
on Lucci's level.
And they're both in the S tiers, just one of them is a little bit more S tier.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Thriller Bark.
Thriller Bark. I'm not trying to meme this in any way, but based on where we're currently at, I want to put it in Brook tier, below Logetown, but above Barity.
Ooh, rough.
I just have a lot more fun with the Thriller Bark. Like I got to Thriller Bark in October. It was the perfect time for spooky season.
Oh, yeah.
And when you have Brooke's backstory at the end and just a bunch of the stuff there are some low points, don't get me wrong. There is some stuff with Sanji and Absalom, and there is
Nami, shower scenes. God.
That just falls under the Absalom stuff.
Hate it.
Like, nothing's wrong with Nami per se. It's
No,
just what happens to
Rapey
Nami.
scenes, Orochi tier.
Rapey vibes.
Not great. Sanji turned into a penguin dog. Not a fan of that.
It's funny as hell.
No, I know, but not a fan of that.
And there's nothing better than them using fucking...
I don't appreciate the nerfing of the boy.
Why am I thinking of it? The Ode to Joy when the
Yeah.
penguin dog and the Zoro...
That was so good.
It's so good. It's so funny that those two...
Diaper Zoro.
Yeah, Diaper Zoro
Jesus.
and Penguin Dog. It's so great that those shadows will continue to fight each other even when they're not in the right bodies.
Right.
Right.
No, it's fun. I wouldn't...
Come on.
No, it is. It is.
No. What I'm saying is, don't get me wrong. Those scenes that you just mentioned, they suck. Obviously, Oda actually killed one of those characters because that is such a problematic thing that he was doing.
Oh yeah, he's terrible. Absalom sucks.
But I don't think that should...
No. I'm not saying that's why Thriller Bark goes in Orochi. I just wish those scenes specifically
could
be thrown
for
out.
sure.
Thriller Bark as a whole, it's Brooke's introduction.
Well, that's why I just put it like, based on what we have right now, it's just smack dab in the middle. It's not too bad. It's not too great.
Listen, my bros.
Yep.
Oh boy, here we go.
This may seem super shallow.
Oh god.
But maybe not even shallow, because there's so many good things associated with it. But there are two reasons by themselves that make me put it at the top of Brooke, at least.
Okay.
Introduction of Brooke. And that bop of bops being Sake.
Of course. And
there's so much attached to it.
So here's my thing. I was just trying to be unbiased and put it right in the middle because I already know he's probably going to put it lower. You're going to put it higher because I agree with you. Being
Whoa. I didn't say that. There's scenes that I don't like in it. That doesn't mean as an arc as a whole. I didn't place it yet. Go ahead, though.
But also, I mean...
Being Sake is one of the best songs to have ever come out of
song. And then also the...
Besides Leaves from the Vine.
The scene where he's slowly counting down as his crewmates die while they're playing a duo solo. And then it is such... as someone who loves music and loves what the Rumbar Pirates represent, it was such a heartbreaking way to go, but so fitting. They died smiling,
losing your captain to
playing music, and it's just like
the tie into Laboon. Right?
Exactly.
They're the pirates they're waiting for. There's Brooke.
And Laboon's adorable ass as a little whale squeaking as they play.
I will never get over the way that Brooke says Laboon's name. It's so good. It's so good.
And Brooke just brought a different kind of life to the Straw Hats, what we hadn't had before. Ironically, no.
God damn it with your skull jokes!
Well done.
Scarlet joke!
Well done.
But
I have no life.
But it was one of those arcs that like it was cool because first of all, one thing, fuck Brickbat, okay? Brickbat can go die. That's a one scene where he fucking spams that shit like a stupid fighting game. Fuck Moria and his Brickbat, okay?
He always told me before I even got to Moria.
Anyway.
Before I even got to Moria, Brock always said Moria fucking plays like he's, a Smash character who just spams one move.
Spammer.
And I was right.
You are right.
Sucks.
Okay, he sucks.
But besides that, sorry, just one more thing.
Go off.
But besides that, I really enjoyed the fact that just it didn't necessarily add to the overall like main story, if that makes sense. Like obviously you have your interaction and defeat of Moria. He's one of the former warlords now, so there's gonna be stuff in the future for that.
Fuck that guy.
But fuck that guy.
Not as much as Absalom.
No, but fuck him though. Still.
Also, quick shout out to Hogback's voice actor for also doing Orochi. He does some really good bad guys. Does some really good bad. We were actually for a while we were thinking, why is Orochi's voice sound familiar? Then Burke looked it up. He's Hogback's voice. I'm like, oh my god! And it makes sense. But anyway, the thing about this is from Brooke to being Sake is that this for me at least, this arc actually kind of built the world in a more artistic, natural way rather than focusing on the plot. It's just like it added stuff to the adventure that wasn't there before and now is always there because we have it. Mm-hmm. I couldn't imagine a One Piece without Brooke now.
No, of course not.
I couldn't imagine a One Piece without being Sake.
Last Straw Hat for quite a while, and goddamn did he end on an amazing note.
True. Anyways.
It is true.
But yeah, that's... So anyway, where I'm going to put it, real quick, I would say high Brooke, low Luffy.
Here's what I'll say. The moments that I love about Thriller Bark Like, I love the Halloween nature of it. My birthday's in October, so I just love that inherently. You have the Cerberus. You have Luffy pushing the fucking zombie back in the ground.
He's an injured old man. No, he's a zombie. Nope, just an injured old man.
I fucking love that.
Here's some good one-liners.
I love Ryuma. I love Ryoma, and the fact that he might have been fighting his ancestor as we're like going through Wano right now. The fucking hindsight in that is insane.
Perhaps Zoro won his birthright.
Shisui, holy shit, burying his other sword, which we do at the end of the arc, with fucking big, Brook playing a really sweet fucking song. That's super cool.
Yeah. But also the end scene where he's like, everyone's singing and he's going from past to present.
Yes.
Such a beautiful montage.
He keeps a fucking iPod in his head. Oh my god.
A dial.
The sound dial. Oh my god. I love that. Luffy asks Brook to join his crew. He immediately says yes. Like at the beginning
Brook over
of the
here
arc.
like, if I could turn back time.
No, literally.
And like
Perona's ghosts. Depressed Usopp.
the one time
Oh my god.
that Brook didn't make a skull joke, and if it was with tears in his eye sockets, I'm so glad to be alive.
Oh my god.
And that hits so hard.
Oh my god.
And you're like, this is a guy who's been alone for so long.
That's why his backstory and Robin's are really equal to me. And then finally, my very last thing that I love about this arc, Shadow fucking Luffy.
Hulk.
Dude, the entire fucking giant continent puller punching it in, and he just goes, no.
Oh, I thought you were going to bring in Kuma.
Oh.
That's your last thing. But
Oh my god, I forgot about the Zoro moment.
Well, nothing happened. Anyway, that whole fucking thing, and then, Sanji also stepping up to do it, Zoro ultimately doing the thing that was nothing. Oh, it's a great arc. It has really shit moments. There's like 4 or 5 of them.
Honestly,
but it's a great arc.
Honestly, real quick, Burke.
I put it in Luffy tier.
Now that I remember the Zoro moment, I can't even forgot it. It's in Luffy easy for me.
I was going to say it's below Jaya. It's below Jaya.
I say top of Jaya.
Honestly, I'm going to put top Luffy.
Okay, top Luffy it is.
Thriller Bark, top.
Yeah, the more I remembered about it, the more I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude. Sabity.
Sabity.
Oh.
God Usopp tier.
Yeah.
Above Arlong Park, but below Enies Lobby. Or do you think above Enies Lobby? I could do either.
The first real complete defeat of the Straw Hats. And you didn't know as a viewer where the fuck the story was going to go now. Kuma just sends them all. Kizaru fight. The fucking... Oh, I don't even need to talk about it because we all fucking know. But fucking supernovas, bros. The supernovas. The fucking... Kuma. All the Kumas. What?
One of the greatest
Celestial...
One Punch Luffy's.
Kami. Hachi returns. Oh, and he's a good guy and we fucking love him.
Duval.
Silver's Rayleigh.
Silver's fucking Rayleigh.
And the first time you got to meet your guy Kizaru.
I know.
Let's Kizaru sailing in on a fucking cannonball, boys. And that is top of God Usopp tier easy.
Mosh. Like, yeah. No, it's top of, yeah. Sabati is the
also
most heartbreaking
the
thing
most
for the
heartbreaking ballad of Bink Sake in the anime.
It's top. It's top.
It's
God.
It's so interesting because it is like the most heartbreaking thing for our heroes, but it's also like
the best thing that could have ever happened to them.
Oh my god. And Keys was just like, what the fuck? Kuma, what were you thinking?
Oh gosh.
Rayleigh's just sort of like,
okay.
But
Dark
also,
King.
Just before we go on,
okay,
just an appreciation for the first time Luffy experiences
defeat.
Not defeat. He's been defeated before. The first time he's experienced hopelessness.
True.
The first time he's been in abject desperation. He was begging Kuma to stop.
It's another fantastic Mayumi Tanaka moment there.
Yeah, literally, Luffy being like, we cannot fight these guys. Just
Run.
get yourselves. And then the sacrifices.
Like with Crocodile,
Sanji,
he kept coming back
Frankie,
even after he lost. But
Robin.
this guy,
Luffy.
Oh.
this guy, he was
And then
losing
him
his everything.
smashing his head to the ground after losing everything.
Pure desperation. Pure
And we will
sadness.
never see each other again.
Oh, yeah, basically the death of Kuma, because after that point, he's just the robot.
Yeah, so, no, yeah, but I definitely agree it's top God Usopp. Just because it is so emotionally impactful, and it's the first time, it's the first arc of its kind. Hot damn.
I don't know if it will ever, well, we'll keep talking, but honestly, Sabaody is such a feel, I don't know if we'll ever get another Sabaody, because that would mean another time skip.
Yeah, I don't think we need another Sabaody.
We don't need another Sabaody.
I don't think we can. That's why it's so unreplicatable.
People kept on speculating if like the raid failed currently in Wano that like maybe we need another Sabaody or another time skip or something. It's like
a Yonko would be the only reason I would think that we would get another time skip. Is
Which
if
at
Yonko truly
which
are...
at this point we are running towards the end of one Yonko.
Because Sabaody's like, look, you can't fucking touch an admiral.
Yeah.
They're going to beat the shit out of you.
You barely touch the pacifistas.
Right.
It takes the whole crew to beat one.
Right. And then the only other time that I'd be like, oh yeah, time skip makes sense here is if a Yonko completely defeated them. But
yeah.
Again, cool. We're not doing that.
Okay. I don't think we need to say much more about Sabaody. Sabaody speaks for itself.
It's so wonderfully horrible.
So much.
Yeah.
So much good, so much terror, so much great.
All right. Amazon Lily. One of you guys start on this one. I'm not.
All right. So I'm not going to lie, guys.
Balls.
I absolutely love Amazon Lily.
Okay. Like, how much do we love Amazon Lily?
So...
He's blushing, guys. He's blushing.
It's because Bo Hancock's in it. And Marguerite. And a lot of other hot women.
It's all women.
No, but
except
it's just...
for Luffy.
God.
No, but it was...
And when Rayleigh shows up.
It was...
Well,
first of all, let's talk about the fact that it introduces us to what the hell's going on with Ace. For one,
True.
You're like oh fuck.
Truly.
Oh, newspaper.
And then like we got a more clear look. It happened before, but a much more clear look of Luffy's Conqueror's Haki. You know, with some pretty cool fights. By the way, another really cool one punch on that gigantic panther. Some cool punches. His gear second against the sisters was amazing. And then also just the way he melts her heart of stone. He melts Boa Hancock's heart of stone. First of all, we gotta look at just how freaking pure Luffy is. Dude doesn't flinch when he sees her naked.
Well, he likes meat, so...
And like the look in her eyes. First of all, we spend most of the time her just being a bitch and looking down at everybody, right?
People will forgive me if I kick a kitten.
And he's
because I'm so beautiful.
You're pissing me off. And then like, no, not you. That was what Luffy said.
No.
Yeah.
And I loved the moment when Hancock expected the worst of him. Either you can save these three, or I'll give you a boat, but you can't have either.
And it wasn't even.
And like it wasn't a question. He literally bowed his head. It's like, thank you for saving them. And it was just like, such a good moment. It was such a good moment. And he just, this arc made me, I don't know, a lot of people were like, it didn't do much for me. But for me, this arc made my Luffy love go through the fucking sky limits, dude. Yeah. Like, because...
Well, normally it's Luffy and his crew. Now it's just Luffy.
Now it's focused on Luffy. Now we're really getting to see what makes Luffy Luffy. Mm-hmm. And it's like the fact that he... And you know, Nyanba, she said it best. She's like, a man of his will bowing his head so easily for another. And then also just... I like to go back... And it's comedic, but it also says so much because Hancock has been through so much. You know, I can't even imagine what it's like to be a slave to the Tenryubito. She has an intense hatred of men. But then there's this one guy who actually got her to smile.
It's one kid, really.
One kid. Got her to smile, got her to open up.
Got her to fall in love.
Got her to fall in love. And like the reaction of her sisters and Granny Neon. No! It was like, love is a hurricane! And it's just like, in your mind, this is absolutely hilarious because either this is not going to go anywhere, this relationship, or we're going to have a Goku Chi-Chi situation where she tricks him into marriage or something. But either
Just
way...
convince him that marriage is food.
Exactly. But either way...
That's what I did. My name's Chi-Chi.
There were just so many good things about this arc that came out of nowhere for me.
So...
For me, yeah, God, let me look at what's left. I'm sorry.
I won't say much more because you hit a lot of the best points, Brock, with Amazon Lily. For me, it's dead mid Luffy tier. Like, it's not as good as Jaya or Thriller Bark, but it's better than Orange Shadow.
For me, I'm abstaining because there's only a few slots. I would put it in the S tier if I could. For me, it's top Luffy.
But there's other shit that needs to go up there.
I don't know. We have to talk about it first.
We'll get there and we'll clean it up.
Not God Usopp maybe, but for me, it's top Luffy.
So Brock has convinced me again because every time I think of Amazon Lily, I always think it doesn't do anything for me, but he's right. It's just like you have Luffy by himself and he's just being his wholesome motherfucking self. And it makes you just love him even more.
He's changing hearts.
And I agree with Brock that, because I'm not going to put this in Roger tier just because I need to be sure of what else we have up ahead, which I already know one thing that's going in God Usopp tier coming up very shortly. For me, personally. Obviously, I think Brock and I are on the same page. So I'm putting Amazon Lily at the top of Luffy tier. If you're putting it below Jaya, I would say our compromise is it goes between Thriller Bark and Jaya.
Yeah, I couldn't put it above Thriller. Could you put it above Thriller?
I put it top Luffy.
Shit.
Him and I agree.
You gotta understand, like, Amazon Lily takes a strangely special place in my heart. Even compared, I think, to most One Piece fans.
And unfortunately, that bias is going to also go to me because he's correct. Like, he got me with the Luffy stuff. It's the Luffy stuff that's going to get me.
I think it's because Luffy's not one of my top 3 favorites.
Yeah, because you don't like protagonists.
So you want to go between
I really don't.
So between
and
Thriller and Jaya?
I don't think there's anything wrong with him as a protagonist, but yeah.
What's up?
So we're doing between Thriller and Jaya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our compromise.
I can't put it past Thriller.
I was going to say something. Crap.
It's just too much goodness.
Oh, no. Hold up. I was trying to remember something. Crap, I can't remember something now. Crap.
Okay, we can come back to it if you remember it.
I thought there was one more thing I wanted to talk about.
Ace?
No. We're going to have plenty of time to talk about Ace in the
next couple
3 or 4 hours.
It'll be short-lived.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut up. Get out. Get out. I'm hosting this podcast. Get out.
I see a hole in that conversation.
Alrighty, break out the donuts.
We're about to.
We're going to hell with Ace.
We're going to Impel Down.
We are literally going to hell right now.
Okay, so we'll come back if you think of it. Impel Down.
Impel Down is just a fantastic arc.
It's a great arc.
I'm not going to put it in God, Usopp, or Roger, personally, but it is a fantastic arc.
I would say it is the top of Luffy.
Would you say that it's the top of Luffy? We get a lot of people coming back.
It's better than Thriller Bark. I would... It's better than Thriller Bark, but it's not as good as Skypiea.
I'm not going to lie.
You know what? I'm going to stick to my guns there. Yeah.
You know what, Brock? That's where
it's going.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Say it. What are you saying?
Here's what I'm going to say.
We are freaked out.
I am bringing Skypiea down into Luffy.
I thought the same thing.
I am putting Impel down right below
the same thing.
Alabasta.
I thought the same exact thing.
Impel down actually does deserve to be in Roger tier.
Wait, above Alabaster or below?
No, below Alabasta.
Above Skypiea for me.
But above Skypiea, Skypiea now comes down to Luffy in my opinion.
Yeah, I hated saying it, but you're right.
Because we get all of these characters from the past. We get Bon Clay, we get Eva, we get Jinbei,
Izuma,
Crocodile. We get Crocodile. We just get
Welcome to Ujiko.
We get Hannibal.
Hannibal
we get Magellan. We just get the whole
Blackbeard shows up.
Blackbeard shows up. Ace is brought away just before Luffy's about to make it. Luffy almost dies. Bon Clay stands out. Literally shout. Like we were talking about Vivi almost shouting blood out of her throat back in Alabasta, but Bon Clay is literally bleeding from his throat. Gombare Mugiwara-chan!
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right.
You know what?
Impel Down.
Oh,
so fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's an S tier. Yeah.
Are your pants okay?
But your rule's going to be broken soon, just so we're clear. Those 5 and 5.
Like I said, we got to clean up later.
I don't know if we can.
We'll clean.
You're going to move any of these down from Roger tier?
We're going to find out.
They will still be above other things, but we'll see. We'll see, man.
Have a hard time.
We will see.
Literally the only reason for them not being in Roger tier would be because we didn't have room.
Bon Clay's sacrifice. That's the last thing I'll say.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
the gates closed, someone's missing. The crying over the Denden Mushi.
Just yeah, there didn't need to be that much discussion on that.
So good.
Okay.
I think I love how you and I had the same exact fucking thought. Just like
I love me some Scott Peter, but Impel Down belongs in Roger tier now that I actually think about this.
Okay.
And here's the hopefully not so hot take. Marineford belongs in God Usopp tier, below Sabadi, above Enies Lobby.
You're not wrong with God Usopp tier, obviously. Fucking obviously. All 3 admirals. Almost 3 Yonko if Kaido doesn't get stopped. Luffy.
Most of the warlords. All of the warlords that are active.
Well, no. Crocodile gets there too.
No.
Like, literally, all of them are there. Yes. Everybody's here.
Yes.
The introduction of Marco. No, you're right. Yeah. No.
Yep. Brock.
Wait. Above Sabadi, though.
Nah.
I'm gonna say that.
Nah.
Sorry.
Nah.
Sorry.
Nah. Sabadi makes me cry more than Ace. Sorry.
I don't cry for Ace. I get so fucking pumped that all these people are here doing crazy shit. I don't need to cry. I'm crying in excitement.
Tell me, Brock. Tell me. Tell me why.
Marineford is top.
It's got Usopp.
It is good Usopp, absolutely.
Now it's the hard part.
The hard. So
I love it because this is the power scaling I always come back to when I power scale. I need Marineford to be that top thing. Because it fulfills me. It fucking fulfills me.
Here's the thing. The more I come back to it, the more it hits me.
Mm-hmm.
The effect of just silence while Luffy has just lost his mind after losing the most important person in the world to him. And just the silence. It's so telling. It's so strong. This is the first time Oda's world has been filled with nothing but crying. There's no music. There's no animals. There's no war happening around them. Just the sound of Ace's body falling. And Luffy just losing it. Is like, you've never seen this. Like, all you see are the whites of his eyes. And
an image we get so associated with the people he defeats, but now he's defeated.
Yeah, but like, it's just, I'm sorry. I mean, for me, it's above Sabadi. It's a really tough fight for me. Because, don't get me wrong, Sabadi is incredibly powerful.
Okay.
But
only thing that makes me come to your side is my wife's reaction to Marineford.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's all I'll say.
Lauren didn't guess Ace's death, and she was destroyed.
Kat didn't guess Ace's death, and she was destroyed.
I don't think anybody was guessing that death.
I already knew about it the first time I watched it because it was spoiled for me. But I agree with you. Every time I've come back to it, it hits me harder. And I keep doing this. Another Mayumi Tanaka moment.
Lord.
When Luffy loses his mind in that moment.
She couldn't.
This is why I will always watch the sub over the dub because
her crying is so heartfelt.
It's too much. It is too much.
I hope she's paid the big fucking
Kat
bucks.
had to take a month and a half off from One Piece.
Lauren took some time off. Yes. Not a month and a half, but she
like,
wanted to get to
I know I keep saying this. But it's like in the vein, it's different type of genre. But you guys have watched Paranormal Activity, right?
Yes.
Not myself.
One of the reasons that a lot of people find it not scary. One of the reasons it hits me is because there's no music, and it makes it more real.
Oh yeah,
to me,
100%.
And so this moment that when Ace hit the ground, all sound stopped. And it's as if like the world itself died. And as if there would never be sound again. Because you just lost this major figure in your life. And so
I just think of that scene in Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix where they bring in the one lady who's the witness that helps get Harry off. She's like, and it's just like all the happiness in the world just disappeared.
Yeah. And so, because with One Piece,
The absolute rage that Whitebeard feels is like it tries to to fill the void, and you're watching Akinu getting his absolute ass handed to him, but you're still dull. Every hit's dull against you because you know that no matter how much you hurt this man
or kills Akinu, it's not bringing Ace back.
And then Blackbeard shows up, Zay-ha-ha, and you're like, no more, and then they take Whitebeard from you.
I can't take it, my man.
Not to mention the fucking epic appearance of Shanks.
Stopping
Kobe's
speech.
Kobe's speech.
That leads up to that.
And then Shanks stopping the war with his mere presence.
Sengoku.
Sengoku, because it was Shanks.
But he's like,
he stopped.
I will take the blame.
Exactly.
This war is over.
And there was just so much about it. Created so many. And here's the thing: it also created so many mysteries. Like, how did Blackbeard get multiple powers?
But you're still reeling. You're like, I don't fuck you.
I don't even have time to care that he just cheated.
Sad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would put it above Zabadi.
Cool. And Law.
I can do that.
Law's Buggy getting chopped up by Mihawk.
Yeah,
and you're like,
yeah.
There's too many moments to talk
you.
about. So are we gonna go for above Zabadi?
We're all in agreement.
Top
Marineford is God. Usopp top of it.
Okay. Post-war. Honestly, this one's like Brook or Luffy tier to me. Like it's everything hitting Luffy.
If it were to be in Luffy, what would it be below or above?
If it's in Luffy.
Because here's my thing. Right now, I kind of want to do a little slight cleanup. Since we're kind of getting a little long on Luffy, I just want to bring Romance Dawn and Orange Town down to Brook, top of Brook, personally. Okay. Kind of do some cleanup there.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And then would we say, if we're going Luffy tier, is post-war above or below Skypiea?
I'm saying post-war is... It just hits hard. I'm going to say it's top of Luffy tier. Because I want to put an S.
Brock, can you agree with that? Above Skypiea, Thriller Bark, Amazon, Lily, and Jaya? Because I can agree with that.
Post-war?
Getting all
it's
that.
just emotional. That Luffy
listen.
It's also all the updates, right?
Listen. Yeah. Yes. First of all, yes with a capital yes. I'm putting it at the top of Luffy.
Okay.
And not just... By the way, I remember I watched the moment when he started remembering all his crewmates with you, Burke. And the look on your face was like, that's right. Feel what I felt. Feel what I felt, you son of a bitch.
Oh, when I was crying my eyes out? Absolutely.
Exactly. But also...
Still cry my eyes out every time?
The theme song of when Luffy realizes... It says, I still have my Nakama. That theme song, by the way, is called This Is Why Life Is So Fun. Mm-hmm. And it's one of my favorite One Piece soundtracks of all time. Because it's just so gentle. And it's a reminder of
why life is so fun.
It personally, on a personal note, it reminded me too. Like what goes beyond what you've experienced. Mm-hmm. If you haven't noticed, we make a lot of jokes about it, but I was divorced. And...
We're getting real!
And, well, no, but like, the moments like these are very reminiscent of that for me, because like, when that happened, there were so many other things going on in my life that I could look forward to. Mm. And it really makes you remember what you got. Mm. And so it's super just, it hits. Yeah. So yeah, for me, post-war is easily top of Luffy.
Yeah. We check in with all the Straw Hats and what they're doing. And it's also when he goes back to the place Ace died, he kind of gets, not over, but like, he gets back to that place. He
starts working on the closure.
He rings the bell. He lets the Straw Hats know not 3 days, not... What is it? Not 5 days,
not
but 2
3
years.
days, but 2 years.
2 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then Rayleigh's there. He's like, it's like a cool fucking, like, that's great. And then he, like, pays his respects. It's in all the newspapers.
Yeah.
Cool. Post-war's great.
Okay. Return to Sabaody.
Fuck me.
So good.
It's like 3 episodes, but it's like...
Well, it's more like 5 to 6 chapters and like 10 episodes.
But, like... It's that content, right?
It's so good.
The one-hit punch on the pacifist.
The one-hit punch.
Zoro going down with the ship.
That was so funny. It was so. I got on.
Green-haired man. Yeah, you went down the.
No, just at the end of it, I got on the wrong ship. Just epically standing there like he didn't say something totally derpy.
And just another great thing in the anime as well as in the manga, the fake Straw Hats, which in the anime are all voiced by different members of the normal Straw Hats crew, which is fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. It's I wouldn't say it's God Usopp tier though.
I wouldn't even put it in God Usopp or Roger tier personally.
I would put it somewhere in Luffy.
I'd put it somewhere in Luffy.
Probably, but behind post-war.
I would. So at this point, I would move Jaya down
It's
to
also
Brook.
kind of emotion. Oh, okay.
I'd move Jaya down to Brook,
Bye, Brook.
and I would put whoever said post-war.
I'd say post-war still hits harder.
Post-war is still top of Luffy.
Yeah.
Return to Sabri, I think, in the amount of feels it gives me, is better than Skypiea, and better than Thriller Bark, and better than Amazon Lily, as much as I love Luffy.
So short, but so impactful. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'd say Return Stabity is second in Luffy.
Oh, God. Here's where I'm going to have the real hard time, but hopefully Alex can save me.
Well, I know Alex doesn't think that much of this arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is another one of my hot take ones.
Okay. Actually, go ahead. Start with your hot takes on Fishman Island, because I have I've come around on Fishman Island.
Fishman Island. How do I phrase this?
You're wrong.
I know.
I'm joking.
Shut the fuck up, you little...
I'm just going to say things. I thought the antagonist was way below Luffy, and even with all the advantages he had, he ultimately was. I didn't like Hody Jones. I thought he was a crappy version of Arlong, but that's kind of the point of him. Except his oppression isn't based in humans, it's of his own people, which makes him an even worse antagonist, because the point, he's missing it completely. Like, by putting his own, fishmen are greater, I'm gonna oppress all of you, because we're greater! Like, fuck, God. I hate Sanji in this arc, and you can agree with me on that.
Yeah.
Like, he just gets so much shit. I don't appreciate that. Zoro gets some cool moments, but he again, all of the Straw Hats completely overpower all of their antagonists. They clean up. Which
It's an intro.
It makes sense, because this is their first arc back. They're showing off all their skills. Fishmen were nothing to them initially, back pre-time skip. So obviously post-time skip, they're really going to be nothing to them. It's just a giant, the Straw Hats are fucking powerful. Love that, sure. Chopper gets some really good moments. I like Kami. It's Barati. I don't even want to go that high. No, fine. I am between it being... because I know what is coming in the New World, it's a Buriti Caribou arc for me. Because all the other ones are are nowhere near those tiers. But for me, that's where Fishman Island lives. Below Buriti, it's above Little Garden. It's above... You know what? Yeah. Fishman Island, in my opinion, is in front of Drum. It is the highest Buriti.
Urkels?
Go ahead.
I've come
Fucking give it
so
to me.
far on Fishman Island because I used to agree with almost everything Alex just said, and now I don't.
Hody Jones is also really fucking creepy.
Of course he is.
Okay.
He's literally the Abbasalm of the Fishman world.
He looks like... Wait, Hody Jones? You mean fucking...
Vanderdecken.
Vanderdecken.
I mean Vanderdecken. My apologies.
I'm like, Hody Jones looks like Michael Jackson. Is that what you're going for?
No.
No,
Vanderdecken.
Vanderdecken can die to ditch.
He's a fucking pedophile.
He can go die in the Mariana Trench.
Still pissed that he's alive after...
And the fact that I'm cheering for him so that he gets a hit off on Hody Jones at the end fucking pisses me off too.
That is true.
Because I'm just like, I don't want to cheer
here's
for
my
you,
thing.
but I need you to throw this thing.
Here's my thing. This is the only thing that I just disagree with you completely ever since even the first time I watched Fishman Island. I love that the Straw Hats dominate this entire time. If they came back from their time skip and were having trouble on Fishman Island, I would just be like, well, what was the fucking point? What was the point of the time skip then? Why are we struggling against Fishmen, like one of the first major enemies we ever had to deal with back in the East Blue? I love all of that. I love that Hody Jones is weaker than Luffy by a long shot. I don't need him to be even remotely on the same level as Luffy. People who need to be on the same level as Luffy at this point are, Doflamingo, Big Mom, Kaido, which we get to those later. So don't worry about that. Hody Jones has grown on me so much because he is what blind hatred looks like. That is actually one of my favorite episodes now that I hated originally was in the anime. There was the episode that talks about the true identity of Hody Jones, and it's Fukahoshi or whatever the Fukaboshi obviously asks him, what did humans ever do to you? And the answer is nothing. I've lived on Fishman Island my whole life. Humans never did a goddamn thing to me. I just hate them. I just blindly hate them.
It's such a
Arlong had reasons. Arlong had
history.
Absolute valid reasons for why he hated humans and why he wanted to enslave them.
Fisher Tiger and everything else, of course.
Yep. Hody had nothing, and I actually appreciate seeing that blind hatred take this man so far that he has lost the point entirely, like you just said. That is actually a strong point in my favor of why I enjoy Fishman Island so much.
I agree there, because it's just you don't usually see Oda so strongly physically embody ideas or thoughts, at least not to that point. But he literally put everything that makes
a true, absolute xenophobic, racist, bigot, whatever you want to call him. He's all of those things.
And it was also showed just what fear can influence in people who have nothing, who haven't even experienced.
They just heard stories.
And it's such a strong but true tale too, which is why it's so telling and powerful, I think.
And I love all the stuff with Queen Otahime. I love all the stuff with Jinbei and Fisher Tiger. Koala is such a small little Easter egg in there that if you blink, you kind of forget about it until Dressrosa.
Now listen.
Go ahead.
One of my newest top backstories was Otahime. The moment when she's dying and her sons are trying to keep smiles on their faces so Shirahoshi doesn't notice her death.
I noticed that this time around because my wife had pointed out how annoying she found the two brothers constantly being, because, the one does the Fasolit Latido and the other one's always constantly Mambo, and she's like, this is so annoying, why is this? And this doesn't normally happen where she actually relents on her opinion on something. But she relented when she saw that backstory. And she cried.
It's so powerful.
She felt for those children as they sat there watching their mom die.
They had to be big brothers.
Uh-huh.
And they had to protect Shirahoshi.
Mm-hmm.
And when I rewatched it, because when I first watched it, I was like, but when I rewatched it, I'm like, this is sad. This is one of the saddest backstories, non-Straw Hat.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
In the series.
I agree with that.
Having to tell you, first of all, knowing how gentle and kind Otahime is, having to tell her boys to stay strong, that killed her even more.
And also just their absolute stance on, especially for the brothers, because they didn't know. Shirahoshi at least did, because what's her shark's name? I forget.
Megalo?
Megalo. Megalo comes up and obviously tells her he was present when he saw Hody shoot Otahime, so she knew, but she never let the hatred fester. Mm-hmm. And even when the brothers find out and they have Hody at their mercy after he's beaten, he just says straight to his face, I'm not going to hate you. I'm not going to
become you.
I'm not going to become you for the sake of the youth of this island.
For the sake of Otahime's dream.
For the sake of my mother's dream, I will not become like you.
It's such an important, step in Fishman history.
Mm-hmm.
It's what brings them to the reverie.
It's one of the most powerful, when you're talking about real life instances of things, it is one of the most powerful fictional portrayals of bigotry and hatred and racism. and it actually affects me on a way that means something to me.
Yeah. And it's just, it's one of those things where I'm just speechless. Like I said, the first time I wasn't as interested in Odahime's backstory.
Yeah.
But I think that's because I was like speeding through it.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I went back and I watched, and I haven't really watched, I fell in love with her character.
Mm-hmm.
I fell in love with her ideas. Her like she was like the spitting image of what a ruler should be.
Well, her and Fisher Tiger were like two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
They were both working towards the same goal, but they had their things that they weren't willing to do.
Yeah.
And I think if they had come to a synthesis of their ideas, maybe things could have been a little bit better. But because of his issues and him being a slave in the past, and obviously she's the royalty of her island, and like there were just some things where there was this wall and this breakdown in the communication of what they understood between each other that made it hard.
Not to mention, and also now having the hindsight,
Mm-hmm.
what Odahime's efforts actually brought upon the Reverie.
Yeah.
So good.
So good. You said top caribou or low, or
He said top
no.
burrito.
You actually said top
burrito.
burrito. Okay.
For me, it's top Brook.
Better than Jaya?
I love it.
I actually agree with that. If I go any further, let me think. I could see it beating out Amazon Lily in my head. If you can't see that, Brock, I'll stop right there.
Not for me.
Okay.
Amazon Lily has a special place in
Okay.
my heart.
So yeah, top of Brook for me and Brock.
What do you think, Alex? Has anything we said swayed anything?
Probably not. He's a stubborn ass.
Be nice.
Jesus.
Be nice.
I have opinions.
I know.
God.
What do you think?
You don't have to agree.
What do you think?
No, I'm
Alex?
just saying you're just stubborn.
What do you think
Your
of Alex?
opinions?
It's not about all of the things you said, because I like the arc for those reasons. That's why I put it in C. But the things that I can't come around on are the antagonist, the shit that, a couple of the Straw Hats go through, and just how easy the thing is. Also, the wraparound story of, we have to go here, now we can't do this. Like all other arcs, Luffy and them just blitz the bad guy, and that's it. But for whatever reason, in this one, they have to slow down and listen to the royals, and then ultimately they don't care anyway, and they just beat the shit out of the guy. So I don't know.
No, I wouldn't say that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's how this arc, in my opinion, could have been a lot shorter if they had just followed the normal algorithm. But for whatever reason, Hodie's lack of hate for no reason, that had to, because Jinbei was like, you can't fight him, Luffy, because then all the fishermen will see, and then ultimately he still fights him.
And is that not a valid point, though? I mean,
but he still did the thing, right? Ultimately,
Well, no,
he
he had to fight them at the right stage.
And they
couldn't
were begging for Luffy at that point to come and save them.
The point was he wanted to change people's minds. He didn't want it to just look like another battle of racists.
And again, when all those people are invading, I don't know. I just feel like Luffy could have stepped in way earlier than that, and they still would have been like, oh, yeah, he's not beating up random citizens. He's defeating these people who are, attacking and killing and enslaving us.
But just to be clear, I was just giving you shit.
No, that's fine. I could maybe go Brook tier in between Jaya and Orange Town.
Okay,
I can accept that.
I can accept that.
I don't like Jaya.
Just because I see a bunch of the things that are coming up.
Baratier goes down to
So Baratier goes down to top of that, and I'm gonna move Syrup Village and Whiskey Peak preemptively to Caribou, just to kind of just for the sake of it. Because I think honestly, if we do this right, I think we might end up having 5 in each tier, or close to 5 in each tier.
Punk Hazard's another one of those hot takes for me. Not incredibly so. I wouldn't say
Would you say in a negative or positive way?
I don't rate Punk Hazard too highly.
Me neither.
Barack? We could talk about why, but do you rate Punk Hazard pretty high?
Because I would put it in either Caribou or Barry Eddy, personally. like, don't get me wrong, we meet a lot of characters who are still important to this day, and it sets up a lot of cool stuff, and I love the Pirate Alliance that gets formed in it, and seeing Smoker again is fun. But I think just ultimately the whole thing with Caesar and the gas, just like, this isn't a threat, truly. Like,
no, especially at the end where they're all breaking out of it.
Everybody's alive in those. Which, don't get me wrong, fine.
Well, he's a failure of a scientist.
He absolutely is.
Clearly,
and
that's what you're showcasing
He's
here.
constantly gaslighting his own followers, and he really has this complex with Vegapunk, and you get sick of it.
It's really Chopper's arc in a way.
Chopper and Nami, I'd say.
Nami.
No,
Oh, because how she
Nami,
works with the kids.
Yeah, because the main reason they even do it. In the
It's
first
like
place is
it's like crazy scientist versus like ethical doctor, right? That's how I kind of see it.
Yeah.
Luffy's there to do the punching, and Law's there
Luffy's
to be
the hired
like.
guns for the ethical doctor.
And then Law's the connection to Kaido, which is kind of where Wano basically starts.
Yeah.
I would put Punk Hazard.
It's a big setup. Kinemon.
No, like I said, like, we got a lot of characters from it that are very important.
For sure, character deaths with Virgo and
Yeah.
Monet,
I would put...
which was kind of crazy to see. Just
And like the
Well,
coolest,
since you said that, it's Orochi. I'm just kidding.
the coolest,
Oh,
the
wow,
coolest thing that happens for it, truly for me, is Doflamingo beating the shit out of Smoker, and then
Aokiji coming through.
showing up. That was sick.
I would say, for my money,
Maybe 5 fight.
it doesn't...
General Frankie first
That's
time.
fun.
It doesn't hit me, like I said, emotionally, the way a lot of others do. I would probably put it on Buriti between Drum and Brody.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I can live with that.
same.
Sanji coming and joining the crew is way stronger than Punk Hazard.
Yeah. I do like the Tashigi Zoro moment.
No, and like I was gonna say, so that pays off, like I said, way back in Logetown, because Tashigi gets the absolute wrong opinion of Zoro because he didn't kill her or wound her in any way, that he's sexist and doesn't think
It's interesting. She actually gives him the problem he has with Sanji.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you won't fucking because I'm a girl. It's like, that has nothing to do with it.
No, you literally have the face of my dead best friend, and I just don't want to hurt you.
Oh. It's not a girl thing. It's
not
my best friend thing.
Like,
Stop looking like her.
Like, I literally told my best friend she should never let the fact that she's a girl interrupt her dream of being the best swordsman.
It's like the ultimate funny but not funny moment with Zoro and Tashigi.
No,
I never know where to fall on.
I got so watching that with Kat again, because I forgot about that moment. I got mad for Zoro in that moment. I'm just like, oh really? And I love when he just sits back and is just like, okay, I'll let you handle this then.
Yep.
Because I'm trying to show you I think you're strong enough. Oh, you took too long. Guess I gotta come in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
Punk Hazard just above Drum. That makes sense to me.
Buriti.
Okay.
Dressrosa.
Okay, I need to...
The Don Quixote family.
Okay, I am doing some fixing again here. God damn. This is gonna be rough. Okay.
I'll tell you right now, there's only 2 more arcs that I would put in God Usopp.
Oh, interesting.
There's only 2 more on this list that I'd put in God
Okay.
Usopp.
For me, there's one.
Really?
Yes.
It's not Dressrosa.
No.
Dressrosa is definitely not in either God Usopp or Roger for me.
Surprising!
Why is that
Your
so-
main man!
We've been over this, Alex. I love Doflamingo and I love him and Luffy's fight, but a lot of the other stuff is just too fucking tedious for me.
You're right, it does take a while for you to get through Dressrosa. And you find that kind of slow.
I found the Coliseum battle, like, some of it was fun,
God, I love
but
the
it gets so
Coliseum.
tedious when it's not, like, something that
Oh.
either Luffy
Yeah.
or Rebecca's in.
Sabo entrance?
Yeah, that comes after he's basically, like, almost won.
It's all Dressrosa, though.
I know. And that's cool. Thank God for that. Like, I'm so happy that Sabo...
Rebecca?
Rebecca's not that good of a character, in my opinion.
Oof.
Like, I like her,
Yeah.
and I like
her father.
I like the stuff with Curios and Scarlet,
Curios.
the backstory on that.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. Rebecca herself is just not compelling enough for me.
For me, Dressrosa is above Skypiea.
Let's see, where did we put Skypiea last? Okay, there it
Yeah,
is.
I think I have to be the one to fight for this to be an S, I think. That's surprising.
Wait,
to
do
me.
you think that Dressrosa's an S?
I'm sorry, man. Dressrosa never lagged for me. I was there for every fucking second of it.
I gotta say, Burke, the only reason it's not an S for me is because all the ones that are in S.
If I could put more in S.
Here's the thing. The only reason Amazon Lily isn't ahead of most of these in Luffy, and all of these in Luffy really, is because majority.
Before we do anything else, I just have to do this right now because it's probably going to come down to this. Orangetown and Romance Dawn come down to Barrieti. Punk Hazard should be the end of Barrieti. Caribou should be Drum Island through Little Garden.
Hold on. You're saying Orangetown, Romance Dawn, Logtown are added on to Barrieti?
Yeah. So currently, I think just because based on what the last few arcs here are.
And you're saying what? Punk Hazard drawn reverse to Caribou?
So no. So Drum Island through Little Garden, if you have everything in order, those are the ones that should be in Caribou. Foxy's still are only Orochi. Orangetown through Punk Hazard are Barrieti.
Orangetown through... Oh, where's Punk Hazard? Oh, no. Orangetown through Punk Hazard.
Yes.
Barrieti. Brook is just Giant Fishman.
Currently, I'm bringing Amazon Lily down. I'm bringing Thriller Bark down.
Are you allowing that?
I mean, I have no choice.
Well, no, it's just for cleanup.
I don't know.
Like, obviously...
I'm not okay with Thriller Bark being not in Luffy tier.
It's not about the tiers at this point anymore.
Okay. Well, we'll see at the end where we're at.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So with that being said...
Can I go off on Dressrosa for a second?
Go ahead.
Which is surprising because I thought you'd be the one doing this. But then you reminded me, you're right. You do think it lasts.
Doflamingo, fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah.
Some members of his family, fan-fucking-tastic.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoy Baby 5. I like Gladius. I like Lao G. I do like Flag Dude. What's his name?
Diamante.
I do like Diamante.
Pika.
Can't stand Treble. Pika's just fucking funny, man.
What do you mean? I'm not funny. I'll murder you. Yeah. Here's what I'll say.
Okay.
Law, I fucking love Law. Okay? He's just a great character. And this is where he really gets to fucking shine before... Like, he gets his thing in Dressrosa. And then he has to find a new thing, which that conversation with Sengoku at the end is peak. I fucking love that shit. Because it's about the D's. It's information for us. God, I love that. Fujitora. The first time an admiral has been by themselves on an island, just walking around like a blind man, the chess game, sending people to fucking hell in that. Holy shit. Zoro versus Fujitora. Sick. Luffy calling out his attacks as he's fighting Fujitora. Bro, he's an admiral. Knock this shit off.
The moment Fujitora says, I wish I hadn't blinded myself.
Oh my god.
One of the best fucking moments.
Fucking
God, Usopp!
Fucking Birdcage. Fucking Sugar. Fucking Usopp's fucking moment sniping the shit out of her, saving those days.
So that's the thing.
The toys coming back for the memories, man.
Okay.
Memories.
Okay.
Holy
Bro,
shit,
hold your shit. Okay.
Here's what you
I
said.
told you I was gonna
And then
unlock-
Corazon and Law, yes.
Oh,
Okay. Yes.
I
Okay.
was
You know
getting
what?
there. I
Fine.
was getting
Fine.
there.
Okay. Slow start. That's my problem with Dressrosa. Slow start. Once the stuff starts going downhill, it goes downhill.
Slow start. Like the first episode's got Fujitora. And you're like, nah, this dude is gonna be. And then Zoro notices me like, Luffy's eating spaghetti in a bar. What the fuck?
Okay.
I love this shit.
It's probably a cafe,
The
sir.
Coliseum. Holy shit. What is Sleepy guy that turns into that horrifying thing?
Oh, Cavendish.
Cavendish! Fucking the
Bartolomeo.
leader of the... Bartolomeo, man! Oh my, he's pissing off this... What the fuck are you doing?
I like all of these people.
The revolutionaries.
The Straw Hat Grand Fleet.
I just want the anime to have a good pacing on it. That is all.
We disagree. I love the pacing.
I hate the pacing on it.
Sanji getting to fight
in the
Doflamingo.
manga, fantastic.
I think Zoro's there. Sanji leaves with the crew to Zo.
Here's what I'll say.
Tontadas, man.
Here's what I will say.
Steal his swords.
Dressrosa, top of Luffy over post-war. Because we currently have post-war and Return to Savi.
Brock, I'll let you weigh in. I'm okay with that, but not really.
I'm amazed at how much you're fighting for this.
I think it's better than Impel Down. I think it's better than Impel Down.
No, not fam.
I can keep talking. Don Shinjao,
No,
man.
let Brock speak. Don't call Brock's name and then not let him speak.
Garp history.
You know...
If you're still thinking, I have one more thing to say.
I'm honestly, I'm thinking about it.
It's the better Alabasta. It's literally Alabasta with
It is dark
New World.
It is dark reality Alabasta. I don't think it's a more.
It's literally a warlord being the king in love.
I think that it is as tight of a story as Alabasta.
You're right. There's so much more going on because we're in the new fucking world.
I think.
And this guy's connected to a fucking Yonko. Crocodile's just doing his own fucking shit.
I will say, since Alex brought all those things up, because I was thinking grand scope, not in terms of all the shit happening in it, I think I like Dressrosa more than Impel Down.
Do you like it more than Alabasta? Now I'm really going to put you to the test, Brock.
Let me think. It's a tough one.
Here's what I won't do to you, Burke. I will not put it above Water 7.
That's fine. I can live with that.
I want to, but I won't.
All I know is that if you're doing this, Impel Down needs to come to top of Luffy.
That's fine.
Okay.
But wait. I gotta see what Brock actually comes down to.
I will currently put Dressrosa right below Alabasta until we hear what Brock has to say.
Alabasta.
See, I was trying to be unbiased here because of the fact that it's my boy.
You know how much I bring up Sanji? Come on, you let your boy have some moments, man. He only gets Dressrosa. After that,
okay, fuck it. I'm personally putting it above Alabasta because Doflamingo has one of the best backstories of any bad guy I've ever seen.
Bro, he swims through the fucking floor. What's his name?
Oh,
Senor
Pink.
And Baby 5 gets a tiny little backstory, and it is all you fucking need.
I'm sorry, it's above Alabasta.
Thank you.
Yeah, probably.
Thank you. Why did I have to fight for that?
Because I was trying not to do like the thing that fucking sold you on Marineford at the end there was like, oh yeah, the introduction of Marco and finally getting to see his back. Like,
sorry. I rep my boys.
I know, but it was just like, why was that the thing that got you to finally say, yeah, you know what, Marineford's top of God Usopp tier?
Have you ever wanted two of your most fantastically favorite characters to fight?
No.
I mean, I got that.
Luffy
in Dressrosa.
Marineford, that's Marco and Kizaru.
Fine. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oda gave me exactly what I wanted right there.
Okay. Shit. Fuck.
Now I don't have a hard time with Zoe.
I have a hard time with Zoe when you have these last 4 islands. Last 4 arcs.
I have one more island to rep and I'm good.
If we are approaching it as if we hadn't watched those arcs, though.
What do you mean?
If we hadn't watched the arcs after.
Raizo is safe is such a fucking...
It's great.
Oh, no, I know.
Amazing moment.
It's better than post-war.
Yes. I would say it's better than Impel Down.
But it's not Gamba Ray Mugiwara.
It is, actually. It's better.
That's where I'm at.
It's better than that, in my opinion.
That's right.
I'm sorry, but there is nothing...
You don't have to be sorry. That's just where I'm at.
There is nothing I loved more than having this tension of, oh my god, they brought samurai to this island that hates samurai, and then, and they're literally talking about, we literally had no idea that there was... that there is no ninja here. There's no Raizo here. Right. We are giving up our lives for something that is clearly not even a thing.
Yep. No, 100%.
And then all of a sudden, here comes Momonosuke, Lord Momonosuke. Raizo is safe.
Yeah. No.
I'm sorry, that is better than Gambare Mugiwara.
Sorry, so now I'm going to make my case for Impel Down. They gave Luffy 5 days to recover. He needs to get there in 12 hours to save Ace. Mm-hmm. And he's out of there in 30 minutes. And you're like...
30 minutes? It took a little longer.
I think it was 30 minutes.
I think it was long.
I think it was minutes.
I think it was 5 hours.
He needed to be he needed to be at Marineford in 5-6 hours. He only needed a
Go look the times up again because that's...
But that's the thing. You're like, there's no way. He's losing his brother. There's no way. And then he gets out, but that person who fought for him, the whole time, stays.
The world building in Zou is way better.
But he doesn't save his brother. That's what the whole fucking thing is. He gets there. Luffy does against every single fucking odd, he gets to Marineford.
Why are we talking about Marineford?
Well, we're talking about how Marineford.
Here's the thing.
But that's why Grand Beret. That's the beginning of it.
We get the end game. We get the start of the end game on Zou. We get the first road poneglyph. We get so much stuff happening there.
I was sold on Zou when he said, no matter what happens to us, we'll never sell out a friend.
More than...
You're sacrificing your entire civilization for the sake of one
your
friend.
thousands years old civilization.
I would say there's more weight to that, in my opinion.
There's way more weight
to that.
that.
Okay, well, then we're...
I'd put Zou above Impel down.
Above Impel, okay.
I'm putting it...
So then what are you doing then?
I'm putting it above Impel Down at the top of Luffy for now.
So you're saying Impel Down's the top of Luffy's, Zou is in Roger.
No, just keep Zou in Luffy for right now because things are going to get very complicated for me with these last three.
So Zou, Impel Down, post-war.
Yes.
In Luffy.
And then Return to Sabaody in Luffy.
Okay. Not Skype yet? Skype is in Brook now?
So right now...
I'd like to leave.
Here's what my tier list looks like, just for cleanness sake. I'm trying to make it so that there's 5 in all, except for Orochi.
Okay, I can move Skype there.
Which all of these are still ahead of the things we put them ahead of. They're just lower.
I can live with it. I disagree, but I can live with it.
And it's not like we said. Oda doesn't make bad arcs. None of these are irredeemable.
Again, it's what calls to you having a friend there.
Yeah.
And then leaving that friend, and then not even doing the thing that.
No, for sure. But putting your life on the line for
Zou's
you're
powerful.
putting your civilization on the line
Zou's
for
powerful. 100%.
Someone who might not even be able to actually do the thing that they are
100%.
And
And the shittiest part about that hindsight is that Conjuro's there with Kinemon going, "Oh no, I definitely gave them the card. That's why they came here and did this."
Yeah.
And feeling nothing.
Anyway. The next thing I held off just for you, but also because it affects me just as much as it does you.
Mm-hmm.
Whole Cake should be in Roger tier.
Yep.
I think.
That's where I have it.
I think it should be above Dressrosa. Personally.
You're not going to like this. I have it in between Post and Nias Lobby and Water 7.
I can live with that.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, the thing about Whole Cake is you just it's the true beginning, I think, of Luffy's like final developments as a strength wise in terms of his haki, that is. But also the moment this is a shout out to Sanji's voice actor. When a instrumental version of We Are is playing and he says, I want to go back to your crew, but I don't want to let them die. And I think I've told you this many times, Alex. My opinion of Sanji has always been decent. But that moment when he showed just how kind he truly is, we saw more than just what was there. Because he could be a tough guy, you know?
Whole Cake was truly the year of Sanji.
He showed just where his heart lay. These people treated him like garbage. And he's like, I don't want to let them die. It's not who I am. And Luffy's response, that's just the way you are. Let's crash the party. And that bond.
Yeah.
Amazing Sanji moment and amazing Luffy moment.
I think the later and later we get in One Piece as a serialization, like if there's still crew members that doubt and have these like mini arcs where they like put themselves, it's like a sacrifice and say, go on without me, I don't want this to affect any of you, and Luffy every single time will come back, and then it's like, what are you doing? It's like, have I not made myself clear?
I'm not gonna lie, Alex.
Yeah.
When this first happened, I was a little annoyed, and the only reason for that was because like we went through this twice,
right? Usopp,
you should know as
Robin.
not just Nami.
Nami, Robin, and Sanji are our three big.
Because Nami,
I don't count Usopp in the same way because Usopp was more of him being selfish in a moment, which, to be fair, like by his
it wasn't a sacrifice.
No,
it wasn't. He wasn't sacrificing himself for.
It was just
because
Nami was sacrificing herself to protect her village and was being.
Right. And I think she honestly thought that the Straw Hats would be in trouble if they got involved.
They all did. Right. Robin did too. Right.
Exactly.
You can't fight the world.
And the same thing with Sanji.
As they developed how he acted through it, and it got to that moment, it was a lot better for me because I really, really enjoyed how Luffy punched him. And he was like, say what you really want. Yeah. It's reminiscent of Nico Robin. Right. He's like, I want to go back. And like that moment, I had never been as impressed with Sanji's voice actor as then. He always does a great job. But that moment where you can almost hear the voice actor himself crying over the microphone. Mm-hmm. And it was such a great moment. So for me, I could put it in Roger, either honestly it would either be Top or over Water 7, but because because you're also thinking about all the shit Luffy went through, like oh my
and Nami.
God, and Nami. But like all the people Luffy had to fight,
plus Katakuri fight.
No, that was the
Pedro sacrifice, Katakuri fight.
Paris Sparrow.
As long as Pedro stays dead,
he is.
But no, I personally might actually put it above Post Enies Lobby just by a little bit.
I didn't want to go that far, but I will definitely do that.
I'm willing to do that because Post Enies Lobby is more of a lore dump than all of the action that we get in Whole Cake. Yeah. Plus Brook really...
That was...
A lot of stuff with Brook. Yeah, he really proves himself a lot in some of these...
Sleeping with a Yonko. Fuck.
I meant just...
When he fought against her, though.
He fought against her, gets the rubbing of
the first Straw Hat to fight an actual Yonko 1v1.
Yep.
That was pretty... Well, was it ever 1v1 with Big Mom and Zeus and fucking...
I guess they're all part of her soul.
They're all part of her soul. We count it as 1v1.
Yeah. She always has them with them.
Okay. My last Luffy spot is going to Reverie. I just don't really know where in...
Reverie, in my opinion, goes right in between Impelled Down and Post-War.
Brock. I can agree with that on Alex's, but you'll be the deciding vote.
It's not as emotional as Impelled Down, but it's a little bit more...
It's a really fun, like, Luffy fan club. Yeah. Which really
it's a fun Luffy fan club. We get the whole thing with Shanks. We get the stuff with the revolutionaries attacking and declaring war on the Celestial Dragons. We get
Kuma.
We get that. We get Kuma. We get the callback to Otahime saving that one Celestial Dragon, who then saves her daughter.
Yeah.
And he's a Don Quixote.
He is a Don Quixote. Yeah.
And then the Gorosei, the big straw hat there, the whole chambers. Stuff with them making a decision on who they need to kill. I already said Shanks.
Oh,
We need to talk about a certain pirate. Vivi getting her picture.
The Gorosei bowing.
Stelly being a little shithead. Fuck Stelly, but like it was an
Stelly tier.
Stelly tier.
That's below Orochi, in my opinion. At least Orochi has a mythical devil fruit. Stelly's just a piece of shit.
He really is.
Orochi at least has like deals and shit going on.
I agree with Alex. It can go right between.
It's not as emotional as Impelled Down, but post-war, Return to Sabbaty, right?
It looks like we all have the same thought for Wano.
Do well.
So Wano's
but in terms of where it goes to.
We've been here for 3 years. It's not. I don't think.
Wano's honestly, for me personally, Wano has more than any other arc the greatest amount of emotional moments, fighting moments.
It's got some of the highs.
It's got everything.
It's got some of the highest highs and the lowest lows.
It's got everything
I've ever experienced.
It's got literally everything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to
balls out. I'm going to say, I place Wano at the top. For me, top.
So here's my thing. I can put it right below Marineford. That is the highest I can go at the moment. When it is finished, I will tell you again how I feel about it, but I can at least agree with you. It belongs in at least the top 2 to 3 arcs.
It beats out Aeneas Lobby because it's already done basically what Aeneas Lobby did with the 1v1 fights, and is concluding with, Kaido and Luffy, right? So for me, it beats out Aeneas Lobby.
Which by default, it beats out R1 Park as well, correct?
Yes. Without a conclusion, I cannot say it beats out Sabaody or Marineford.
Really?
Dude, Sabaody is so incredibly emotional, and there's been
tight. It's very well.
And there's been some wonderful moments in Wano, but the kind of emotion that I felt in Sabaody, Wano hasn't done that yet. Now, will it? More than likely, but it's not finished.
I just feel like the reason that Marineford and Sabaody are the top of us, because the emotion you keep talking about is like a defeat, almost. It feels like. Because Marineford and Sabaody are the greatest defeats in Luffy's life. The greatest moments of hopelessness in Luffy's life.
When Luffy lost to Kaido, I got close. But then Law found him. He's eating food. Momo turning into a dragon.
How did you not get close when the scabbards were there on the shore and nobody was there?
Honestly, I'm not saying I guessed what would happen next, but it felt like there was something in the works that we weren't aware of, right?
I mean, of course there was. And it was the same way I felt after Luffy got beat. Remember how I was when Luffy fell into the sea? Yep. Remember how distraught I was that I almost wanted to stop?
Because you were like, oh, something will catch him. Something, you're right. You were very much on the, something's going to happen before he hits the water, obviously. And then the next fucking chapter. The next
chapter was Kaido going through and cleaning up, stabbing Kinemon, hitting down Kiku.
Incredibly depressing. Right.
It was awful.
Right.
It was awful.
Right. And I fully believe, and that was my headcanon, was that all the scabbards are going to die at the end. Mm-hmm. So again, that was something I was predicting, and thus those deaths were kind of just piling up for me because I'm like, okay, Sabaody wasn't that. Okay. Sabaody was, they're always find a way out.
Yeah.
And then again they're gone. Sabaody is just so fucking intense.
Well,
Luffy crying.
We can keep discussing this right after we do this, but since I'm basically just in between you two, Brock already says his is top position. You think it's below Sabaody. I think it's in the middle between those two because of the fact that it doesn't have the ending. And I'm with you on it doesn't have the conclusion.
It could be number one.
I think it could absolutely be above Marineford if I had the full.
My thing with Wano, it's already achieved many moments that already surpassed Marineford, even though it's not even finished for me. Mm-hmm. That's my thing. Wano's already impressed me and impressed upon me so much that it doesn't even have to be finished for me to put it there.
Here's what I'll say. Wano has everything that Marineford has except, like, Marines. It has CP Aegis, and they've played a small role up to this point. But for this to be the better version of Marineford, or like the greater than Marineford, I need every single world power to be involved.
I don't think this is a Marineford version.
No, I know. Well, that's what I did with the whole like Alabasta to Dressrosa comparison. And we've been hearing about the greatest war. It'll make Marineford look like nothing. Oda's like foreshadowed forever in his SBS and stuff. Wano is close to that, but I still think Marineford is
with
way bit more epic.
With Sabaody and Marineford, there were a couple moments where I'm like, oh my god. But at the same time, it was also like, oh, these are the top powers. This is expected.
Sure.
In Wano, you're seeing... Let's start with, say, the moment in fucking one of my all-time favorite moments in Udon Prison, when Luffy sees into the future, he gives that huge sleeves. You're all no better than slaves. He's a fucking liberator.
He ties Bob Manuki's thing, turns around, I saw a horrible future, and Bob Manuki just explodes. First off, that moment right there for me is already top fucking just... It beats out most things for me that happened in Marineford. Because he's just... Luffy was being... The whole thing with Marineford, Luffy was just being tossed around. Desperately trying to reach there. Here, he's letting people know, what the fuck is up? I'm here to make sure. You're either with Kaido or you're...
He's coming at them, and this really goes into just like what I've heard some people been talking about who are currently reading through Wano for their first time. Is he's coming at them because obviously all the people of Wano have been in this place of absolute hopelessness for the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. And Luffy's coming at them with, I know what hopelessness feels like. I know what it is, but you cannot succumb to that. You have to get up and you have to fight for yourselves. You have to fight back against this.
We don't need any more enemies.
Exactly.
And then let's go to the point. Oh, when he first... I'm skipping a lot of points here, but I don't want to go too long.
Bro.
As if we haven't already.
It'll probably be 3 parts.
But...
It's okay, more uploads.
The first time he dodged and punched Kaido on the rooftop, this man just laid a hand on one of the world's top, and it knocked him down. Something you could not even imagine in a Marineford. In Marineford, it was like, avoid these fuckers at all costs because you don't stand a chance.
He was a dinghy being thrown about in a hurricane.
Yeah, no, 100%.
He stands up there. That chapter 1000.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the greatest highs I've ever experienced in One Piece. Because I'm like, son, we're winning. It's not, are you winning, son? We're winning, son. Because that was the first time Luffy was able to actually harm a Yonko. It didn't do much, granted, to start off with. And now all this shit we're seeing in the fights, these are, I will boldly claim that so far King and Kaido's fights are two of the best fights this anime has ever had. Animes have ever had.
You want to include Queen in that?
I do want to include Queen. But here's
he made it very specific.
No, here's the thing about Queen. I think his fight will be very impressive animated. It's hard to really see it in the manga.
Okay.
But right now, we can see with King and Kaido's fights, and I think right now with Kaido's fights, just from what we've seen, they're so up there. And like
you know how to get me because some of those Luffy moments are just some of the absolute best Luffy moments I've ever had. The entire Odin flashback is such a highlight. The entire stuff, the truth about what happened with Roger, his bounties, all that reveal, the God Valley incident, all these.
What does he say? Odin is best.
Sir, my name is Odin, and I was born to boil.
I was born to boil. One of the best fucking lines.
No, we've been in
Yasui's death.
I actually cried. I don't usually cry at death. Mm-hmm. I actually cried at his death.
Well, that one was pretty permanent. Like you knew there was.
It was like there's, and like
there's no little.
When his daughter was crying and she couldn't even.
She
couldn't frown.
There is a reason that Orochi is the bottom tier of this list. Because, oh my god, you're so annoyed by all of them moaning and grumbling about being hungry that you decide to give them all this smiles.
When Hiyori tearfully clutches Zoro, he's like, if this isn't hell, what is? Because they're not even allowed to control their own emotions. I am, don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not trying to bash on Marineford. Marineford gives you everything.
I don't feel like any of this is bashing.
The amount...
about the greatest arcs, right? That's what.
But, the amount...
This is a battle for what we think is the greatest arc, which, like I've said, the only reason before you convinced me here that I would have still put Wano below Marineford is I just still feel like it needs its conclusion.
I hear you.
But absolutely. You're right. All of these moments are actually, in my opinion, far surpassing a lot of Marineford.
No. Because a lot, I guess the problem for me with Marineford is we get a couple of awesome Luffy moments, but a lot of things about Marineford is really just to show how high the world is.
Yeah.
It's not, to me, it's to show where Luffy stands.
And now we're at the inverse. How high Luffy has come.
And the shit he's doing with that power.
Uh-huh.
And the fact that he's got the respect.
The chains he's trying to break, the people he's trying to save.
It's just...
Luffy said in Fishman Island he didn't want to be a hero, but now it seems like he wants to be a hero for Wano. He's not... That's not actually his expressed desire.
I think it's a matter of the fact that he loves food and the fact that they live in a place where they can't freely eat really affects him.
That's the whole thing with frickin' Tama. That whole thing he has with Tama.
By the way, Tama tugs on my fucking heartstrings. I'm just going to say...
These are all excellent points. They are.
Think what you want, but... There have already been so many scenes in Wano that just for me make it so good.
And see, I wish I could be playing all of these scenes over and over again in my head just so I could remember all of them freshly. Obviously, like you're reminding me of so many things that
we don't even have all the Wano scenes yet. That's
when fucking oh my god, another good one. When fucking that dumbass clamps Yama's cheek, Tama's cheek,
and tries to get the.
And it's like, what's happened to your cheek?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, there's nothing. You can't get Dongo out there. She smiles with tears in her eyes. And like in the anime, one of my new favorite fucking soundtracks plays when Luffy comes up and just smashes that guy with Red Hawk. Mm-hmm. And it's just, I could gush forever on Wano. But like,
okay,
it just took a step up for me.
Alex, he's convinced me on that. So are you willing to compromise on putting it below Marineford?
Yeah.
In the final
tier list. I'll do that.
Because
you guys have compromised for me, I'll compromise.
Because our opinion at this point, Wano is the top of the top, but I can compromise with you that it is at least above Sabaody.
It needs a conclusion.
No, and I agree.
It could be better than Marineford.
I cannot wait for the conclusion of Wano because I anticipate it being better than Marineford.
It's sort of like Marineford, like maybe Ace right now. Ace is running away. And Akainu's like goading him, and we don't have the next chapter, and we're like, he's just gonna keep running away, right? It's like, how can we place that shit without knowing
exactly
everything?
No,
fucking
and that's
else,
fair.
Right?
Like, I
get you.
I understand your hesitation to put at the very top.
Yes, that bird. Yeah.
Sorry.
But
okay.
No, ladies and gentlemen, we have
some final, just
I think are completed
really quick. So, Marineford.
Looks pretty nice.
At the top, Wano, Sabaody, Enies Lobby, Arlong Park, all good. Whole cake, post Enies Lobby, Water 7, Dressrosa, Alabasta. Think that's all good. Zoe through Reverie, I think is good. Is post-war better than Reverie at all? In your opinion? Anybody?
Luffy restarting the pirate generation. Is it better than the Reverie meeting and talking about all of the world's concerns and all the shit that entails?
And there's a lot of nostalgia with Reverie.
I really like Reverie.
I really like
I wanted
too.
more of it. I wanted so much more of it.
I think Reverie still wins for me just because it appealed to me in a much more positive way than Post-War did. Well, Post-War, obviously, by the end, it was positive, but Reverie was kind of like, yes.
I mean, they're very similar arcs if you think about it. Reverie is a check-in on all the people we've saved and what they're going to do at, like, the World
Conference.
Conference.
Post-War is a check-in on all the Straw Hats and then a
right.
check-in on the world at large as well.
Right, so I think they're in a good spot.
Okay,
Yeah.
Return to Sabaody below Post-War, still good on that decision.
Yep. It's short, it's sweet, it's a welcome home.
Do you think that it deserves to be above Skypiea?
Yeah.
Personally, yes.
Okay, that was the only area I was kind of unsure about. So Skypiea over Thriller Bark over Amazon Lily. Go through those last three tiers and you just tell me if there's anything you want to do any last minute.
I mean, I wish Baratie was higher, but I don't think I'm going to get it.
I just like the neatness of this right now. I enjoy it.
If I could switch Baratie with Logtown, I would. But that's the only thing. I understand if
convince us, unless Brock's totally down with that.
Nah, that one's a super biased thing. I understand if Logtown is more enjoyable because there's a larger cast of characters. Bratier, like I have Mihawk.
For me, it
and
just had a lot lot more big moments.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
That
did.
really-
No, it did. It did. But
Plus, you should be happy that Bratier is a fucking punk hazard.
I do like that.
I love that Punk, because so a lot of the obviously early arcs, which is not even a bad thing on Oda's part, like a lot of these were going to get surpassed. They were going to fall into the shadows.
There's when nostalgia beats out like new animation and new storylines, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Arlong Park still being in God Usopp tier.
Like, we're laughing about Bratier, but Logtown, Romance Stone, and Orange Town are all above Punk Hazard.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying. Punk Hazard's it.
But then again, Syrup Village is also near the very bottom.
Yeah. Once again, none of these arcs deserve to
No,
be cut in
it's
any
just
shape or form.
it's just how much we enjoyed them.
Yeah. Okay. I think that is it, unless we have any other possible
Thank
arguments
you
to have.
for joining us on this journey.
This
Emotional journey.
in case it hasn't already been done at this point, we're probably just going to split this into 3 different episodes.
More than likely.
Holy crap, this has got to be like, what, 3 hours of recording at this point?
1:30 in the morning. We started what, like 9 something?
Something like that.
Something like that.
I'll have some fun editing
Okay.
the next couple days.
So yeah, no, we'll probably release these a couple days in a row or something like that. We'll figure it out.
Before the next chapter, because
Before the
we
next chapter.
are hungry for that
We are
next
so
chapter.
hungry
Oda.
for the next one, and I swear to God, if we
Oh,
don't go
shit.
back to what is happening, I'm gonna lose my mind.
But yeah,
So,
we will hopefully see
So
you
any
all.
of you who've watched all 3 or 4 parts of this, however many it ends up being,
Many thanks.
thank you so much.
We appreciate you.
And let us know what your tier list would be down in the comments if you so feel like it. Hopefully yours won't take as long to complete. So thank you very
Probably
much,
not
guys.
great of you.
Hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Peace.
Real quick, Foxy is top.
Yeah, top Orochi tier.